Pokemon is a well-known abbreviation for the Pokemon video game's central characters, referred to as pocket monsters. The famous catchphrase "gotta catch 'em all" is an English version of the Japanese term Geto Suru, which emphasizes the primary objective of the game, to collect as many Pokemon as possible through exploration, trading, and battles. In the game, players take on the role of a trainer, aiming to collect, nurture, and evolve numerous Pokemon. These fantastical creatures possess qualities that lie somewhere between wild animals and beloved pets. They are captured and stored in Pokeballs, which are inspired by round plastic containers called Gashapon balls used in vending machines. These Pokeballs serve as storage containers and, presumably, miniature habitats. The Pokemon draw inspiration from a variety of sources, including flora, fauna, science, religion, yokai, supernatural creatures, and other mythological beings. The series incorporates not only Japanese folklore but also versions of monsters from different cultures across the world, all rendered with a cute and endearing aesthetic. Many monsters featured in the Monstrum show have counterparts in the Pokemon universe, such as golems, Yuki-onna, Godzilla, Mothra, banshees, hellhounds, monstrous plants, and Kasha. The bond between Pokemon and their trainers is characterized by trust, loyalty, and reciprocal benefits. This sets them apart from other monsters that may display kindness or offer protection but often exude fear in appearance or behavior. Initially, Nintendo had doubts about Pokemon's success in Japan, let alone globally. Surprisingly, they did not heavily promote the first game. However, it quickly evolved into a worldwide phenomenon. The game's accessible and communal nature appealed to children in Japan, providing them with a portable and engaging pastime amidst the pressures of education and busy schedules. The creator of Pokemon, Satoshi Tajiri, drew from his own childhood experiences in crafting the game's mythos. He spent much of his time outdoors, collecting bugs, tadpoles, and other small creatures, which heavily influenced the concept of capturing and nurturing Pokemon. Many children are familiar with such experiences. I have a vivid memory of bringing a frog into the house, and to my surprise, it had a leech attached to it, a 2-for-1 catch that I couldn't wait to show off. However, my mom was not so thrilled about my unexpected discovery. Reflecting on it now, I can't help but think that this unusual combination might make for a cool Pokemon creature. The existence of Pokemon owes much to Japan's rich and diverse folklore. Influenced by polytheistic belief systems, the yokai tradition has given rise to some of the world's most extraordinary and uniquely specific monstrous creatures. Throughout history, people have been captivated by these strange and supernatural beings, leading to the collection and commercialization of their depictions. Long before the advent of Pokemon, yokai-themed card games were already popular during the Edo period. Decorated paper or cardboard cards known as yokai-themed karuta captivated the interest of children in the late 19th century, who collected them with great enthusiasm. The boom of yokai consumer goods during this time worried Enryo Inoue, a 19th century Japanese philosopher who feared that the deep folklore surrounding these creatures might hinder Japan's progress towards modernity. In response, he created an anthropological system called Yokaigaku to catalog and debunk yokai stories, ironically contributing to the preservation of yokai lore. The 19th century in Japan also saw the birth of the first manga comics. Prolific artists like Hokusai are credited with naming this style of art, which featured entertaining and whimsical pictures while honoring traditional Japanese illustration techniques with a touch of European-style cartooning elements. Renowned manga artist Shigeru Mizuki played a significant role in revitalizing popular interest in yokai through his series Hakaba Kitaro, where a young boy encounters various yokai creatures. Although considered too scary for children, the series promoted harmony between humans and yokai, reflecting a message with a long-standing tradition in Japan. In the 20th century, Pokemon's unique heritage expanded to include kaiju, giant monster films that originated with the 1954 movie Gojira. Saburo Ishizuki produced the first vinyl collectible kaiju figurines, which were notably cuter than their on-screen counterparts, blending cuteness with the scary to attract young consumers. The opportunity to witness kaiju battles on screen was exciting, but even more thrilling was the chance to recreate or create entirely new scenes with friends. Illustrated kaiju guidebooks, reminiscent of medieval bestiaries, provided more details and background stories about the characters. Pokémon followed suit with its Pokédex, a digital bestiary that cataloged information about various creatures. The success of Pokémon can also be attributed to the positive marketing of influential toys and consumer electronics to the American market, beginning in the 1950s and continuing for decades. The popularity of Pac-Man further solidified video games' place in mainstream culture, paving the way for the widespread adoption of video games, such as those on the Game Boy released in 1989. Nintendo was well prepared to dominate and capitalize on this gaming revolution. In 1996, when hopes for the longevity of the Game Boy were waning, Nintendo launched Tajiri's relatively simple Pokémon game. It came with an ingenious feature, two versions, Pokémon Red and Pokémon Green, requiring players to trade with each other to collect all 151 pocket monsters. Tajiri's intention was to promote social connection in the real world, a concept that added an exciting and communal aspect to the game. The game design strategy, which has been successful for the Pokémon franchise, continues to be effective today. Each new version of the game offers unique Pokémon and badges that can only be obtained through playing and purchasing both releases. For instance, I currently have Pokémon Diamond and Pokémon Pearl in my Switch carrier. As Pokémon gained popularity in Japan, Nintendo capitalized on its success. A manga comic featuring the adorable monsters quickly followed, published in one of the most popular magazines for young boys. Subsequently, an anime was released in 1997, along with the first big-screen film, making it nearly impossible to escape the game's presence in Japanese culture. The franchise's appeal crossed gender boundaries and reached a wider age range than previously imagined, and much of this success can be attributed to the mascot, Pikachu. The cute, non-aggressive appearance, easy-to-say name, and memorable silhouette made Pikachu a global icon on par with characters like Mickey Mouse and Hello Kitty. The Pokémon series made its way to American audiences in 1998 with Pokémon Red version and Pokémon Blue version, and by 1999, it had earned an impressive $5 billion. Kids worldwide, including myself, couldn't get enough of the phenomenon. I collected the cards passionately, organizing my binder meticulously and trading cards with friends just for the joy of it. Apart from the appeal of the monsters, Pokémon also captivated players with its ability to simulate exploration and adventure on a grand scale. Whether living in a high-rise apartment or commuting on a subway, the game allowed players to experience a diverse natural world and capture an endless array of wild creatures or pocket monsters as pets. The protagonist of the game and anime, Satoshi, named Ash in English, and the Pokémon professors emphasized the importance of nature as an instructive and respected tool. The game promotes respect for nature and its inhabitants, viewing them as living creatures integral to biodiversity, not mere commodities. While Pokémon has garnered widespread popularity and admiration, it has also faced criticism. Some argue that it encourages children to seek out conflict due to its battle elements, while others contend that capturing and trading wild Pokémon perpetuates problematic connections to colonial history and slavery. Regardless of the controversies, Pokémon has left an enduring impact on popular culture. The franchise has expanded to include over 1,000 types of Pokémon, and the launch of Pokémon Go in 2016 marked a groundbreaking moment in gaming history, reaching millions of users across the world and promoting physical activity and social interaction. The success of Pokémon reflects the power of monsters to unite people and facilitate understanding. Folklore and storytelling have long capitalized on monsters for social and commercial purposes, and Pokemon has become an integral part of Japan's cultural identity, showcasing the nation's history and ideals on a global scale. The game's enduring legacy proves that monsters are meant to be shared, transcending cultural boundaries and connecting people across the world. The protagonist's quest to catch pocket monsters, or Pokemon, echoes the enthusiasm of my 8-year-old self, who continues to hold dear memories of the game.